the hip.
Woo! Hey,
that's cool.
Cool. Oh, Lise, let me
Oh yeah,
fix
let's
your
get
bowl.
ready. We're gonna go on soon, okay?
Yeah, let me fix your bowl. There, let's make.
Oh, careful. How do I look?
Oh, you look wonderful.
Oh, thank you,
My
Simon.
dress is okay.
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
you look great. Oh.
Sit up a little straighter.
Okay.
There.
Oh, hold it. Okay. How you feeling there, big guy?
Okay.
Beautiful.
Great, thanks. Great.
Yeah.
How's Lisa?
Hey, we're on.
Okay.
Are you okay there?
Yep. Hello, welcome to the Friends and Neighbors training video. My name is Deborah.
My name is Penny.
And I'm Simon Lau.
And I'm Lise Garneau. Lise and Simon, of course, are going to help us today in teaching you some of the basic puppeteering techniques. The F.A.N Club is designed to increase a child's awareness of today's issues. Do you guys know what our goal is
Our goal?
for this program?
Don't think so.
Goal. Besides having fun.
Oh yeah, have lots of fun.
Okay. You know, our goal is to increase awareness of social issues to children, teach them problem-solving skills, plus help them improve their self-esteem through your lively and thought-provoking puppet shows.
We do all that?
Yes,
You do.
and you do a swell job.
Of course
Yeah.
we do.
All right.
And as you can see, each puppet comes to life and assumes an independent personality, and they bring with them a warm sense of welcome, humor, and confidence.
We do shows to kids who are age about 5 to 11, kind of the age of the puppets. And we like to do it in front of groups for about 40 to 60 people, and sometimes even as big as 90 or 100 people.
Whoa, they're huge. Yeah. Sometimes our show lasts about 30 and 40 minutes, and right at the end of the skit, we have a question and answer period where
That-
everyone there talks to us.
That's the best.
That's right.
Woo-hoo.
The puppets that we use in the F.A.N Club are hand and rod puppets, and the puppetry technique that we use is based on the Japanese style of puppetry called bunraku. And that's where the puppeteer is dressed completely in black, wears black gloves, and fades into the background so that all the audience can see is basically the puppet that's in front of them. The recommended table size is approximately 6 feet long, 2.5 feet wide, and 3 feet tall. A black cloth is draped across, providing a neutral stage for the puppets. A black backdrop is optional and serves as an effective camouflage for the puppet.
Okay, we're now going to go through the basic puppetry techniques. The training manual provides a detailed outline for your training needs. Okay, there are 5 techniques you must learn to become a F.A.N Club puppeteer. The first one is memorization. It's very, very important that all the lines are memorized so that the puppets become very realistic and natural. Okay? What we suggest you do, which has helped us in our training, is actually to block parts of the script and memorize each block.
Oh
Okay?
yeah, just little pieces.
That's right, just a little at a time, and that really
Yeah.
helps. And always remember that people memorize at their own pace, and so some people will be better and some people not as good at memorizing.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's me.
but at the end, it needs to all come together. Okay. The second technique is lip synchronization.
Lip what?
Lip synchronization, or we say lip sync.
What is
okay?
that?
That's when you move the puppet's mouth at the same time, of course, that you're talking, so that it looks like they're speaking very naturally. Okay? Ah.
Like a Godzilla movie.
Well, you don't want to be like a Godzilla movie. You want to be.
You want good lip sync.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's
right. This is one of the most difficult techniques to master, and it takes a lot of patience and practice. Okay? Now, what we suggest how you start to learn the skill is not to use the puppets. Sorry, guys, you can get a break for a moment, and actually just using your own hand. And starting with this position. Always start with the mouth closed with your hand in this position. This helps any. Okay. And your elbow, that's kind of a 90-degree angle here. Okay. And then you start with it closed, and then you thrust the hand open, like this.
Like this.
That's right.
Like
And you
that.
always accent each syllable. Okay, so hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Very good.
I am fine.
Good job, guys. Okay. After doing that, we suggest 15 minutes of practice a day. So you could be doing it, as you're sitting there watching TV, and just practice the words along with what you're watching, okay? Takes a lot of time, but it's well worth it. It's a good way to practice because you learn the skill the proper way, okay? Then use the puppets, and get the puppets on your hand, all right? And always remember you're still moving your hand forward in the puppet's mouth, okay? Like that, if you have to cough.
I should cover my mouth, though.
That's right. Okay. At first, it will seem very stilted and unnatural, like, because, you might be saying, hello, my name is Simon. Okay?
Yours too?
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Simon.
Right. But as you learn the skill and it becomes more natural, you'll go much quicker, like?
Hello, my name is Simon.
Right.
Because people don't talk like this.
That's right.
Well, maybe you.
That's right. But at first, it will seem kind of awkward. And like I said, just be patient. It does come. The skill does come with time, with lots of practice. Okay? Always be aware, too, don't ever speak too fast. You don't want to go too fast because you want the kids to be able to pick up what you're saying. All right? So don't try and fit too much into one mouth-opening gesture. Okay?
Like this?
Right.
Sometimes you try and talk too fast and you never know. Woo!
Whoa! Then your mouth might flap.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
Tell them about the flapping.
That's right. You'll know you're doing it wrong if you have that flapping noise, because what you'll be doing is this instead of this. So if you hear flapping, you're doing it wrong. And go back to using your hand and practice thrusting the hand forward like that.
Cool sound though.
Well,
But not when you're supposed to be talking.
that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. And always remember, of course, to start with the mouth closed. A common mistake is to have the mouth a little bit open when you start. Maybe Lisa, you can give us an example.
Like this.
That's right.
Boy, it's hard.
You throw right off. So always start with the mouth closed and end with the mouth closed when you start your
More
lips.
like this.
Right. Got it, guys?
Got it.
Okay. So that's lip synchronization. And like I said, it just takes a lot of practice. And once you get it, it's like riding a bike. You never forget. Let's go ride our bikes! Our third technique is eye focus. Eye focus is where the puppet actually is looking. Okay. This is a very important technique because, first of all, it captivates the audience's attention, and also, of course, makes the puppet look very natural. So you can learn all the other techniques really well, but if you don't have eye focus down, then the puppet won't look as realistic. Okay. Now, Lise, that is excellent eye focus.
Why? Thank you.
You're looking directly at me, and that's wonderful. Maybe you could show the audience what good eye focus looks like when you're looking directly at them. Great. Okay. A helpful hint in learning about eye focus is where your fingertip goes in the puppet's mouth, ends up right above on the top lip. Yeah, that's it. You guys got it? Okay. And what we do as a way to help, and when you're first learning, is those fingertips, your fingertip actually points towards the other, sorry, can I do this, Simon? The puppet's
Okay.
nose and mouth. That will bring their eyes level together. So with your fingertips, when you're puppeteering, point towards the other puppet's nose and mouth.
Hey, Simon.
Great. Good job, guys. Okay. Also helping when you're learning this technique, too, is to videotape. Videotape your practices as much as possible, and you'll see right away when your eye focus is off. Okay? What?
Look at me.
I am.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my shoe.
Great. Good job. And again, it looks very realistic. Good job, guys. Okay. The other piece around when you're training is teamwork, so that the puppeteers can tell each other when they think the eye focus may be off. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Common mistakes to make when learning eye focus, of course, is that's it, Simon.
Watch your neck.
When the head gets tilted too high, and you're actually looking beyond the audience or beyond the puppet you're talking to. Okay? And
So
also,
you
yes,
kind of
Simon?
have to keep your head down a little bit.
That's right, that's right. Especially because you have to remember, of course, you need to also, the puppets need to also make eye contact with the audience, which is often sitting below on the ground. So what you don't want to do is, of course, is look beyond them to the back of the room. You want to look down towards them, so you have to remember to put your eye focus down.
Right.
And
It's hard to remember at
So
first.
many things.
yeah, and it's a tough one to learn again. It just takes a
Yeah.
little practice. And remember, of course, that you need to be moving between eye focus from each other, from the puppets, to the audience. Okay? And of course, that way you're involving
Like
the
that?
audience.
Synchro.
Yeah.
Because what you want to do, of course, is involve the audience, and eye focus, when you make eye contact with the audience, that's the best way to involve them.
All right.
All right. So that's eye focus again, and we go into a little more detail in our manual.
Great.
The next technique is posture. And posture, of course, is when the puppet is standing straight and looking alert and interesting at all times. Okay. That looks wonderful, Simon.
All right.
Okay. First of all, to start with, the puppet needs to be at a 3/4 stance, or sort of on a 45-degree angle, so that he can see the audience, be looking at the audience, but also the other puppet at the same time. Right. Okay. Some problems with posture to watch out for is, the knees are bent, so they need to always be straight. The knees are bent like that. There's also when the puppet leans to maybe a little too forward. Whoa.
Whoa.
You okay, Simon? Okay. What else do we have here? We had the puppet lean. We had.
Oh yeah, when I sit.
Oh, okay. Let's
Oh,
try.
yeah.
Sometimes you can have problems with sitting even. Okay. Yeah. One problem with sometimes in the chair is if you slouch too much, if your arm's getting tired and your neck, the poor puppet loses its neck. We don't want that, right? So you need to again keep them straight, their back straight. Sometimes too you have to be careful with the legs or arms getting tangled in the chair or not looking natural. Okay. And it's all right while you're in the performance if you find your the hand getting caught somehow as while the other puppet's talking, is just very quickly move the arm over and get it out of the way.
There.
Okay. Another piece around postures, of course, is how the puppet moves when the puppet's on stage. If I can get you to stand back up, Simon.
All right.
We're moving. Okay. What you want to do is little jumps, little short jumps that the puppet has to move across the stage, rather than like a flying motion. Okay. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. So just little jumps works out really well. Okay.
That's when you walk. You can dance.
That's right, yeah. Well, we're moving to gestures next, okay? So.
Oh,
yeah. Okay, and again, that's basically posture. It's just important to keep the puppet straight, keep your arm straight in his back, and make sure that he's looking alive and straight at all times. Good. Okay. The final technique is gestures. And gestures, of course, are the way to animate the puppet and make the puppet come alive and interesting. Okay. First thing is where you place your hand on the rod. Never place the hand on the puppet's hand. Always keep it on the rod, either down where the loop is, or where you had it, darling, which is right in the middle. Okay. To start with, we'll show you how to do a smaller gesture. So you place the hand.
Simon?
Simon's doing a small gesture. Okay, place the hand, that's right, at
Right there.
the top. And then perhaps do a gesture like a cough, that's good, or me.
Me.
Right.
Or you.
Right. And you have a lot of control when you have the
Oh yeah.
your hand that high up the rod. Okay. And then for a broader gesture, you would go further down the rod where the loop is, and to do a sweeping motion.
Everyone!
Right. But some people do find they like to keep their hand in one position throughout the thing. It's what your comfort level is. But do feel free to move your hand up and down the rod and to get different gestures. Okay. The most important thing around gestures, of course, is be creative. I mean, the more gestures there are, right? That's great.
Bless you.
Thank you. Excuse me.
The more gestures there are, the more interesting the skit will be. And always remember, of course,
Oh.
that's not only for the skits, but for the question and answer period too. Keep using gestures throughout the time you have the puppet on.
Right
Okay?
on.
Great. Okay. What else can we talk about with gestures?
How about expression?
Oh, thank you. Actually, something else, of course, is that it's not just the arm movement that brings the puppet alive. There's part of gestures. Of course, it's the whole body. How the body, how you move the puppet's body and their head and like Simon, you look kind of
Like
antsy.
a little dance. Oh, dance.
Okay.
Dance, song, and dance.
Looks great. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you guys to do us a favor, okay? Because we want to show the audience, of course, different kinds of ways to bring the puppet alive and show gestures.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
How would you show it if you're in a skit and let's say you have to show when you're being really sad? How would that look?
Oh.
It's okay. Okay. How about happy? Yes. And you notice, of course, they just really bring the puppets alive, and their whole body's moving when they're happy. Angry.
Oh, Lise.
Yes, Simon.
That's great. Okay. Love struck.
Hi, Lise.
With me.
Oh.
Surprised.
Oh my gosh! A party for moi?
And how about exhausted? Beautiful job. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
That was fun.
Now, sometimes, of course, you can do gestures with each other as a team. Like,
Oh,
for
right.
instance, we often do in our skits is like the high five.
High five.
High five, Simon.
Woohoo.
Right.
Yeah.
And what about a hug?
Oh.
Ah.
A side-to-side hug, Simon.
All right.
Oh.
Group hug. Group hug.
Group hug. Aw, you guys are great. Okay. Again, videotaping your training is important because that'll help you see how the gestures look. And what we often do too is we sit down and take blocks of the script and just go through and think up really interesting gestures to make the skit really interesting. Okay.
So that's the last one, right, Deb?
That's it. You guys were so helpful. Thank
Woo.
you very much.
All right. Can we go now?
Sure.
Time to play.
Good
See you
job.
later.
All right, bye. Oh, hold it. I almost forgot. One last thing. Okay? What we have
This
to
is
do,
impatient.
I know. Be patient. Okay. We have to show too is of course how to get off and on the stage, which is quite an essential skill to learn
Right.
too. Right. So maybe at least can I get you to go down and show us how to get on the stage?
Okay.
Okay. What's important, of course, is the puppeteer stand directly behind the puppet, and the puppet's head. Your head is behind the puppet's head, and so that you're not seen. One of the most common mistakes. Oh, let's see. Excellent.
Woo.
Okay. A mistake often made, if you could show us when you turn sideways coming up. Right. So you're seen. That's right. Okay. And going down, going off stage again, you do the same thing. You step back and you go down. You just bend your knees and bring yourself down. Again, what can happen is what people forget sometimes, they just bring the puppet head down and they forget to move themselves. Right. Of course, you're seen, and so just stay behind the puppet the whole time, coming off and on stage. All right.
Whoops. Gotta go.
All right. Bye, guys. Good job. That is it for the techniques. Again, if you look at your manual, we have quite an outline on how to use the techniques and some activities on how to practice your techniques.
The next thing that we're going to speak about is staging your performance, which means how to make your stage more appealing and interesting to your audience. Here at the F.A.N Club, we encourage you to use your imagination and be creative when you're using your props. For example, for one of our skits called Hogging the Limelight, we just made our own fences out of wood, drew our own flowers, and just kind of taped them on. It just kind of looks a little bit more attractive, and it looks great for the audience. Another thing is that for the self-esteem skit, we bought a garbage can, which the lid kind of moves. We find that more effective when we were talking about throwing out the garbage so that the audience can actually see it being thrown out. For the substance abuse skit, we just bought ourselves a lunchbox, that we use for the characters to carry on. And as you can see, we just kind of used our own stuffed animals and some books that we found hanging around the office. Let's go behind our table and show you how we prepare before we do our performances. Here we have our Hogging the Limelight skit, and we just kind of make sure that our puppets are accessible and easy for the puppeteers to put on their hands quickly. We make sure our chairs are placed like that so we can just lift them up, and as you can see, we just kind of organize things to make it a little bit easier for people. A hockey bag is an ideal method to carry your props and puppets to your performance, as it keeps everything really protected and simple. At the Fan Club, we really stress the importance of keeping your puppets separate from your props. Therefore, we do suggest that 2 hockey bags would be a good idea. What you need to do is just make sure your puppet is lying flat inside the bag, like this. Because you also need to remember that this is your investment and you want to protect it and keep it for as long as you possibly can. Make sure your puppet is like that, zip it up, and off you go. You really want to try to avoid making things cumbersome for you and make sure that things are a lot easier. Here we have our 6 most prized possessions. We have Simon, Odina, Andrew, Marcus, Lise, and Tara. As you can see, all of our puppets are hanging nice and neat on these pegs. These pegs are available through the Fan Club if you wish. Just go ahead and use the 1-800 number and we will fulfill your order as best as we can. One of the things to remember is not to just leave your puppets in a hockey bag when you come back. It crumples everything. This way it keeps your clothes nice and organized and the foam does not get compressed after you use it. You want to make sure that you can keep your puppets as long as you can. Apart from keeping your puppets hanging neatly and well ventilated, your room is also very important. Try really hard to make sure you store your puppets in a dry, clean space at room temperature.
Well, that's it. We hope that you found this training video helpful. And please remember, you can always give us a call at any point if you have any questions or concerns. And also, of course, please refer to the training manual, which outlines the techniques we cover today in more detail.
Just remember to have lots of fun and reward yourself afterwards. Puppeteering should be a long and rewarding experience.
Okay. And how we'd like to often begin the shows or end the shows is with our theme song, Friends and Neighbours. So do you guys want to
All right.
show them how it's done? Here,
Okay.
grab my hand, Penny.
Oh, right on, Lise.
And
Get
here
ready,
we
eh?
go.